Hey guys, Barrett here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the Selkirk Hybrid Vanguard Mach 6. This is one of their latest releases in terms of new paddles. I've been playing with it quite a bit and I can't wait to tell you all about it. Let's get started. Now, as usual, Selkirk sent me this paddle for free. They're not paying me to do this. If anyone ever pays me to do everything, you will know. Don't you worry. So this paddle is interesting because a couple of months ago I released a video about whether or not you should play with a long handled paddle, and this paddle undoubtedly is a long handled paddle, as you can see. So first I want to get into just kind of the general specs about the paddle, do a couple of comparisons, because if you're watching this video you have likely used a Selkirk paddle in the past. So this paddle is pretty much just like the Invicta. It's the exact same for the most part, but the handle is longer. Let me show you. So here's the Invicta right here. I'm gonna lay these on top of each other like this. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you like that. They are the same width, the same height, but as you can see, the handle is a little bit longer on the Mach 6. So the face is shoved up more so that you get less face, right? But longer handle. That's basically what the Mach 6 is. Now, this is a somewhat famous paddle because Riley Newman uses this paddle. I don't think he uses this version. I think he uses more of a power version, but this is a really, really cool paddle. Now, first and foremost here, when it comes to this paddle, this is the Vanguard hybrid version. The Vanguard line, as of right now, has two different versions. You have the hybrid version, which is kind of like the soft version, and then you have the power version, which is apparently, according to the website, the Selkirk website, coming out in early 2021 sometime. I'm sure I'll get a hold of those paddles. I'll do a separate review on that. But that's been the thing with these Vanguard hybrids. With my previous review, what I talked about was how soft these paddles are. And the Mach 6 is quite a soft paddle, but it's different because the face is so small. And when you have a face that's this small, you have kind of a tighter feeling. The attack feels a lot more sort of punctual, right? Whereas with the Epic, the paddle is so soft, or even the S2, that it feels like I have to put in way more strength and way more effort to get some pop on the ball. But the Mach 6 is a little bit different. It has that attack, it has that punctual feeling built right into it. Having said that, again, with the power versions of the paddles apparently coming out soon, undoubtedly we're gonna get more power with that. So if you're looking for a power paddle, you could get this one right away, say if you want to play in doubles and you still want to keep some of that softness. But if you're looking for like a singles paddle only, I would wait for the power version that should be out somewhat soon. I don't know. One quick note here, of course, the graphics on the paddle just look incredible. I don't know who their designer is, but really good stuff. One thing you'll see is the wear. Do you see those white chips on there? Let me focus the camera here. Hopefully that focused. There are some white chips on the paddle. I'm not sure if you can see that. That's totally normal. Doesn't affect the performance, not a big deal, but you can expect to get some of these white little chips on here as you play with this paddle. Now, let's get into the long handle. What's the deal with the long handle here? This thing is 6 inches long. Typically, a lot of paddles like my Prince Response Pro, the handle's about 5 inches long. Obviously, it's for two hands. Now, a lot of you know I don't come from tennis. I do not have a tennis background. The two-handed backhand is weird for me, but I'm learning it. And this paddle is great for that. I am not saying that this paddle is a training aid to learn the two-handed backhand. What I am saying, though, is that if you're using a paddle that maybe has like a 4-inch handle, maybe 4.5 inches, and you can't quite get that second hand on there, and you're also looking for something that's a little bit more attack-based kind of paddle like this, this could be a good switch for you, especially if you're still playing doubles and you still need the softness that the Vanguard offers. It is so easy to get your other hand on here. Now, typically what I recommend for people is to hold the paddle at the very bottom of the handle like this. This is what I teach in my online membership service, PK Academy. Hold it all the way down here at the very bottom. That gives you the longest distance from your hand to the center of gravity of the paddle, and it'll give you more attack and more leverage on the ball. The great thing is though with the Mach 6 is that because you're holding it all the way down here, you can easily get that second hand on with no issues. And this has been really fun for me personally because I'm trying to learn the two-handed backhand for singles. And because of this paddle, it's going pretty well. I'm actually learning it decently well. Now I'm still getting used to it. I'll put my hand on top of each other like this. So I really don't get to use the whole handle, because when you do hold it all the way up here, the paddle feels very light, right? So just keep that in mind that if you're not used to the two-handed backhand, it's still gonna take time to get used to, even though it's a great paddle to try it out on. Performance, of course, is amazing. This paddle is incredible. Just like the other Vanguards, it's soft, you've got the control, you've got everything you could possibly want, but the attack, oh man, it's so cool. I love it. I've been playing a lot of singles lately, and I've been using this paddle for my singles game. In fact, this may be my singles paddle. I haven't switched paddles or done anything with paddles in over 2 years, I think. But this is probably going to be my singles paddle. And then when the Mach 6 power version comes out, I'm assuming they're going to make a power version. Don't hold me to that. But if they do have a power version that comes out, this will probably be my singles only paddle. The drives feel amazing. It's amazing. It feels so good. Two-handed and the regular old forehand drive feels incredible. One thing that I've heard about the Vanguard Invicta, the hybrid version of course, is that the softness just kind of takes some of that power off. And yeah, somewhat I would say, but this is not the case with the Mach 6. The power feels like any other paddle I use, but of course the downside is that you don't have as much room. Now that leads to my next point. Who should use this paddle? Kind of have just a general idea here. You should use this paddle if you're the kind of person that likes to play singles every now and then, okay? But you mainly play doubles. You've got the accuracy for a smaller face, but you still want that attack, and you don't want to bother with buying the power version that should be out somewhat soon, okay? So you're a doubles player pretty much. You still need the softness, okay, of that the Vanguard offers, but you still want that attack, and you want to play this paddle in singles. That's pretty much the kind of player that would get a lot out of this paddle. But the big thing is accuracy. If you come from the Epic at the S2, you're losing a lot of paddle face, guys. You're losing quite a bit. I mean, look how long the handle is. The S2 probably comes down to here. Look at the amount of paddle that you're missing. So you have to make kind of a wise decision here. This paddle it takes time to get used to. I mishit a lot of stuff on the neck here just because I was used to a longer face, you know, so it does take some time to get used to. But if you're that kind of player that I just described, you're probably going to get a decent amount out of this paddle. Overall, since you're watching this video, you likely either have a two-handed backhand or you've got some pretty good power behind your drives. I would wait until the power versions come out. I should be releasing the video the moment the paddle actually launches, similar to what I did with the first batch of Vanguards a while back, assuming when I get the paddle and so on. I would wait though. However, if you're not interested in power paddles, if you still love the thick core paddles like this is a thick core paddle, then it's probably a safe buy for you. But as usual, Selkirk quality, the grip is nice. This is the regular circumference. I think it's 4 1/4, 4 1/8. I forget. But they do have these little end caps at the very end here. I personally don't like those because I do hold the paddle all the way down at the bottom. But if you're not that kind of person that holds it all the way down at the bottom, the end cap's probably not going to bother you. Having said that, I'm pretty sure there are no end caps on the smaller version handle of this. The quality is great. The edge guard is really nice. It's even got like the little logo on there. The face itself feels great. Again, the chipping stuff is totally normal. Overall, a solid paddle. It's good. It's a great paddle. So, guys, that's my review of the Selkirk Vanguard Hybrid Mach 6 paddle. Again, the power versions of some of these paddles should be out fairly soon. I don't know when. The website says early 2021, but you'll get a video, don't you worry. So anyway, guys, I hope that was helpful. Hope that made it easier for you. Thank you so much for joining me. As usual, I'll see you next time.